It's Friday, May 8th.
To even think about pausing and not presenting a proper plan, is unacceptable.
More reaction this morning to the possibility the 2027 snowbird season may be in jeopardy.
What the NDP presented yesterday was completely dishonest.
The Sask NDP claims the cost of refurbishing the province's coal-fired power plants has jumped tenfold.
The timeline does sort of show some of those key moments.
And how the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame is marking 60 years of Saskatchewan sport. Stay with us. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Another big win for the Dingoes last night.
Oh.
3-0 shutout over the Elands. I had to Google what Eland was. I said to the other coach, and he goes, me too. It's kind of like some sort of big yak pronghorn thing.
To be fair, I wouldn't have known.
Who would have picked that name? Who would have done it? Did Kayleen took the day off today? Did she leave you with nice temperatures?
She did leave us with nice temperatures. Hopefully she gets some fresh air and can enjoy
Hopefully she gets her voice back, is what we're trying to say. 6:01. Let's go with news. Let's begin with the big story you heard first here yesterday on Your Morning. The 2027 snowbird season may be in jeopardy. Conservatives warn the federal government is preparing to pause or cancel the snowbirds program in 2027, despite spending tens of millions of dollars in recent years to keep the aging aircraft flying into the next decade. Fraser Tolmie, the Conservative MP for Moose Jaw, Lake Centre, Lanigan, home to the snowbirds, said the team is not accepting bookings for the summer of 2027 after completing a full slate of air shows this year.
This is like maple syrup. This is like, ice cold Canadian beer. This is like, gravy on our poutine. This is, something that is near and dear to us. And to even think about pausing and not presenting a proper plan, is unacceptable. We want the Prime Minister to change their minds. Let's keep the snowbirds flying.
Fraser told me we'll be on the program in about 30 minutes, so stay tuned for that. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says support is being provided to communities in the province's north and southeast because of flooding. A total of 35 communities have declared a state of emergency, 14 of them since Tuesday. The SPSA says flooding equipment along with crews have already been sent to areas impacted. In northern Saskatchewan, hundreds of people have been forced from their homes because of floods, with some people flying out to Saskatoon or Prince Albert.
It's too early to know what the full impact and cost of flooding will be on the road infrastructure as this event is still unfolding in the province. But crews are working hard to keep the highways open and restore traffic service as quickly as possible.
The Canadian Red Cross is providing support. Prime Minister Mark Carney is preparing to fast-track approvals for major projects across the country. The plan is to accelerate the approval timelines for key nation-building projects, establishing a 2-year decision deadline.
We're moving forward at speed, but we're doing it in the right way. Consultation with Indigenous partners, with provinces, with all stakeholders.
Ottawa says this will help build things like mines, pipelines, and transit faster. Critics argue it bypasses checks and balances and dismisses proper public consultation with Indigenous communities. The World Health Organization is now working to minimize concerns, saying the public health risk surrounding this hantavirus outbreak remains low.
This virus, hantaviruses, have been around for quite a while. There's a lot of detail that we know. I'm going to ask Anais to come in and say this, but I want to be unequivocal here. This is not SARS-CoV-2. This is not the start of a COVID pandemic. This is an outbreak that we see on a ship.
3 people have died since the cruise ship set sail from Argentina a month ago, and there have been 5 confirmed cases. The ship is set to arrive in the Canary Islands on Sunday. Authorities there are now preparing to receive more than 140 passengers and crew who don't have any symptoms. There are 4 Canadians currently on board the ship. Consular officials are on their way to meet and be with them on the dock. We are also now learning that 2 additional Canadians are among the more than 24 people from 12 countries who left the ship 2 weeks ago unaware of the outbreak. They are now isolating at home in Ontario.
It is believed that they are not in any way risk of transmission, but it is fluid.
Canadian is now isolating in Quebec. That person was not on the cruise, but was on the same flight home as the two Ontarians. Now officials say all 3 people are asymptomatic and will continue to be monitored. The WHO says while more cases are possible in the coming weeks, hantavirus does not spread easily between people, adding that it is typically through close and prolonged contact. We're learning more about a victim of a Saskatoon homicide. For more on that, we turn things over to Jeremy Dodge. Good morning.
Good morning, Daryl. Friends, family, and neighbors in Saskatoon are mourning the death of a loved one. 77-year-old Dory Cook was found dead Sunday in her home on Avenue R South. She was a social worker and mental health advocate. She's being remembered as a kind, non-judgmental music lover who brought her guitar everywhere. Her family says they are still struggling to process what happened.
How this could happen to an elderly person? No one can wrap their head around it, you know, because she was such a kind-hearted, beautiful soul.
42-year-old Rachel Jessica Smallboy has been charged with second-degree murder. She appeared in provincial court by video, where the defense asked for a 2-week adjournment as a new lawyer takes over the case. The City of Saskatoon's planning to remove all but one of the 14 parking pay stations in the Sutherland business area, steering drivers to pay through the smartphone app. It's part of a 1-year pilot project that will help determine whether the city should move to a digital-only option as paid parking expands or when stations need to be replaced. Winnipeg and Edmonton moved toward digital-only parking payment last year, while Regina made the switch in March. The city administration says increased app use reduces maintenance and repair costs, along with the cost of buying and replacing pay stations. The executive director of the Sutherland Business Improvement District says the pilot is a chance to see if the system works.
We know that for some people it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're hoping that we can figure out all those things and make it work better for the community and for the businesses.
Next steps are to bring bylaw changes to council in August and then remove those stations if approved. All right, Daryl, the federal government in the process of drafting new laws on AI.
And for now, lawmakers are relying on private companies to police themselves as government officials gather more information. So critics say it's unacceptable. Here's more from the federal minister responsible for artificial intelligence.
It has to capture one of the most important elements of what's going on in our economy, which is the rise of AI. And we're not going to rush it. We've consulted. I was with labor leaders last week. I was with environmental leaders. I was with Gen Z. So we're making sure we've got everything exactly right. And in the meantime, we're doing an enormous amount of work, and it will be coming very shortly.
The comments follow a report on Wednesday from several watchdogs that found the high-profile tech company OpenAI violated Canada's privacy laws across the country when it first developed its hugely popular ChatGPT platform. Elections Alberta confirms more than 560 people have accessed that leaked voter list that was part of a separatist campaign. That list contains the personal information of almost 3 million voters. It was posted on the website of a separatist group, the Centurion Project. Elections Alberta says at least 23 people were given full copies of the list. Another 545 people accessed it online. Cease and desist letters have now gone out. We are also learning that the Centurion Project held an online training session on how to use that list. One of the names searched during that session was former Premier Jason Kenney.
He lives in fear, but I'm taking some reasonable precautions, and I'm consulting with the appropriate authorities on all of that. I've also consulted with private legal counsel.
Alberta's Privacy Commissioner has now launched an investigation. Elections Alberta and the RCMP are also looking into the leak. Word today, there have been more than 42,000 breaches at the Canada Revenue Agency since 2020. The Federal Privacy Commissioner says it's as a result of people gaining unauthorized access to or modifying taxpayer information. Philippe Dufresne points to gaps in the CRA's prevention, monitoring, detection, and handling of breaches. The agency did not implement mandatory multi-factor authentication in a timely manner and could not always adequately explain how attackers managed to bypass the authentication process. There have been a breach of a learning software used by universities and colleges around the world.
I was surprised that something on this scale actually happened here.
Thousands of schools are affected, including the U of T, UBC, and others in Canada. The system is called Canvas, and it's used to manage grades, course notes, and assignments. A hacking group claims billions of private messages and other records have been accessed. The University of Toronto says its online learning system is unavailable until further notice. UBC yesterday said students who are still logged in need to log out right away and change their password. And we have yet another millionaire in Saskatchewan. Regina's Robert Ripplinger won $1.4 million playing the Vault Breaker VLT on May 3rd at Triffon's Pizza on Broad Street. They plan to give each of their children $100,000, and the rest they will invest. What a nice day for him.
Wow, that's an incredible story.
And we have another way for people to win. A little bit less money, but still money.
That's right. A win is a win. You can wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is profit. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Enter profit with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for You. Now let's take a look here at what we're seeing currently in the city. A beautiful sunrise to start off this Friday, sitting at about 0 degrees currently as well. Some winds moving through about 13 kilometers per hour. Now we are expecting to see a little bit of rain moving through the province a little later this afternoon. However, not expected to last long. Just a little something to get things looking a little green out there. 3 degrees in Saskatoon, 6 kilometer per hour winds, and seeing some cloud cover in the sky. Now let's take a look at these current temperatures throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows at 0 degrees, along with Melfort, Hudson Bay -1, South End sitting at -4. Kindersley 3 degrees, Swift Current 6, East End 4, Yorkton and Estevan both at 3. Now for our future cast, you can see some of that rain moving through the province again. A little bit later this afternoon, around 3:45 is when we'll start to see things clear up a little bit. Then some cloud cover, a beautiful weekend ahead of us. Now for our highs today, the Battleford seeing 17 degrees, Swift Current 21 along with Moose Jaw, and both seeing those higher wind speeds. Prince Albert 13 degrees, Yorkton 14, Estevan 20, and Weyburn 21. Now for our 7-day forecast here, we can take a look at what Mother's Day's weekend is going to be looking like. So some beautiful temperatures and tons of sunshine as well. Today, 19 degrees in Regina for our high. Again, seeing some of that rain moving through this afternoon. Tomorrow, 13 degrees, and Sunday, 17. Next week, more beautiful temperatures. We've got lots to look forward to. Monday sitting at 21, Tuesday 20, and Wednesday 23. Over to Saskatoon, 15 degrees today. Tomorrow, 13, and on Sunday, 18. Now, Saskatoon and surrounding areas are expecting to see a little bit more precipitation on Monday. However, those temperatures remain beautiful. 19 degrees on Monday. Tuesday sitting at about 20. Wednesday, 25. Some cloud cover in the sky, mainly sunny. And on Thursday, 18 degrees. That low of 8 in the night, and seeing a little bit more rain.
Jumping. Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And forward, we take you to the PWHL playoffs. Frost and Victoire, Montreal up 1 in the final seconds, and Renee Desbiens stops the point shot and then absolutely robs Kelly Panic on the doorstep as time expires. Desbiens just gets her blocker on it to send the shot wide. Montreal getting the win. They lead the series, and Desbiens claims our must-see moment. And coming up tonight on TSN, the inaugural season for the Toronto Tempo gets underway as they host the Washington Mystics. That one gets underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
Expect another interesting day in the markets with the news the U.S. and Iran clashed near the Strait of Hormuz, an escalation that threatens to further fracture a fragile ceasefire as the two sides discuss a permanent end to the war. There are also reports Iran seized an oil tanker for attempting to disrupt the interests of the Iranian nation. Rental vacancies have increased dramatically across Canada in the last year, providing relief in a tight housing market, but sparking concerns of a slowdown in construction as developers struggle to cover costs. The national rental vacancy rate was 3.1% in October of 2025, a 41% year-over-year increase, with the figure rising in every province. Ivanhoe Mines, the Canadian mining group developing a major copper, zinc, and platinum assets in Africa, reported a net loss of $2 million for the quarter ending March 31st, compared with a profit of $122 million in the same period a year earlier. This after a large tax settlement linked to its flagship complex in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Why are the Liberals hiding the fact that they plan to cancel the Snowbirds after the season, and why won't they immediately reverse this terrible decision? It's SOS time, Mr. Speaker. Save our Snowbirds.
That was Moose Jaw MP Fraser Tolmie in the House of Commons yesterday. He says the Liberals plan to cancel the Snowbirds after this season, and he's with me live from Ottawa this morning. Fraser, thank you for spending a couple of minutes with us. Listen, you said SOS in the House of Commons yesterday, save our Snowbirds. Take us through the timeline of when you learned this and where we are today.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for having me back on, and good morning to all the viewers. This news started actually a couple of years ago. And, I started hearing little rumors and, you do hear that every once in a while. But, it started becoming more of a concern around last December. And I did what they call an SO31, which is a minute-long speech. I raised it in the House of Commons, and then I wrote a letter to the minister shortly after that, which we received no response. Senator Batters also raised this question in the Senate and was there was crickets. We have received no communications. Obviously, Moose Jaw is a very, very tight community. They love the Snowbirds. And in fact, my next door neighbor is a former Snowbird pilot. But we started hearing rumors that they were not going to be flying after 2026. And then I had some confirmations from airshow organizers confirming that they were being told that the Snowbirds would not be running after 2026. They would not be doing airshow demonstrations.
Here's what Minister of National Defence David McGuinty had to say yesterday in the House of Commons. Let's take a listen and then we'll get a response to that.
I share the member's concerns about the future of the fleet. It's an iconic part of Canadian culture. He and I would agree. But here's the difference. This member surely can't be suggesting he's going to put the pilots, the women and men of that fleet, in harm's way. Have him stand up, Mr. Speaker, make it plain that he intends to have pilots flying planes that should not be flown under mechanical watch today.
Your response to that?
I'm sorry, Daryl, you're going to have to forgive me. I didn't have any audio on his response, and quite honestly, I wasn't sure what response he was giving. So if you don't mind running it over with me, I'll be very happy to comment on it.
In short, he said he knows these planes are unsafe to fly and should not be in the air. And you guys, by suggesting that they should be still flying, are putting the pilots in harm's way.
So why is he signing off today on the Snowbirds for the 2026 season? They've just spent $30 million upgrading these jets to extend the life to 2030. We do know that they're old. There's no doubt about that. But to try and put some passive aggressive tone on me is not going to work. Let's be honest. The Snowbirds are, as I said, the airplanes are old, but we want to keep the institution. So keep the airplanes flying for as long as you can, but buy new jets. That's what we want. We want new jets for the team. We want a new plan. There hasn't been one. They've been dragging the puck on this. And, quite honestly, he's flip-flopping, and now all of a sudden he's hopping on an airplane and coming to Moose Jaw to make an announcement on May 19th. Well, I'm going to let you know that the city of Moose Jaw is going to be there and ready, showing the red and white.
Very quickly, we'll leave you on this. What's response been like since we broke this story yesterday morning?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. A lot of support. And, a lot of people to understand, listen, we need to get this team new jets. And yes, while we have a chance, we'd like to say goodbye to the old Tudor. It's a Canadian design. It's a testimony to Canadian aeronautics and design. And, we need to keep these birds in the air now more than ever at this time for our nation and for our pride.
Fraser Tomey, appreciate this. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops.
Thank you so much.
Fraser Tomey is the Moose Jaw Lake Centre Lanigan Member of Parliament for Saskatchewan.
Time for School Day Forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 0 degrees. By lunchtime, warming up to 17 degrees. And about 3 p.m., final bell, 19, and starting to see some rain. Over in Saskatoon, 3 degrees by the time you get onto the bus. That rain's starting a little bit sooner at about lunchtime with 15 degrees. Sticking around that 15-degree mark by final bell. Now let's take a look at gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $189.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $166.9. In Saskatoon, common cost is $184.9, and the lowest you might find is $182.9. Taking a look now over at farm markets, the street price of canola is $675.23 per ton, and that futures price is $739.20 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat is $284.59 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.34 cents US. After the break, why the NDP say it could cost more to refurbish coal-fired power plants. Stay with us.
6:31, let's get to today's other headlines. There could be another substantial increase in the estimated cost of refurbishing Saskatchewan's coal-fired power plants. It's according to the Saskatchewan NDP. As Wayne Mantika tells us, the NDP says it obtained a leaked Sask Power document that shows a 10-fold increase to $26 billion.
The NDP called it a coal bombshell.
This Premier's coal plan was set to cost $900 million. Then that number jumped to $2.6 billion. Yesterday, we revealed that the true cost is a staggering $26 billion. Mr. Speaker, that is more than the entire budget for Saskatchewan.
The government says the capital cost of refurbishing coal-fired power plants remains at $2.6 billion.
Speaker, now we have on full display for the people of Saskatchewan why no one can take this NDP opposition seriously.
Right. The NDP based its claim of increased costs on a Sask Power document that shows a 25-year cost estimate for refurbishing and operating coal-fired power plants. It includes more than capital costs.
So what they included as a part of that $26 billion were 25-year costs for maintenance, for sustainment, for operating, for salaries, for mining.
The government says there are operating costs regardless of how electricity is generated. The NDP doesn't feel any more money should be invested in coal. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
A LaRange man who pleaded guilty to starting a wildfire won't be sentenced for another month. Jason Halkett pleaded guilty to arson for lighting the Ditch 2 fire. The fire forced evacuations from the Waiaquin area and grew to almost 20 times the size of Saskatoon. Halkett was scheduled for sentencing yesterday and appeared in court at the Montreal Lake Cree Nation Band Office. The trial was adjourned until June 4th. The defense required more time to go over materials, and the Crown says it is still waiting on 3 3 or 4 victim impact statements. 2 people escaped a house fire at a townhouse Wednesday night by climbing onto the roof. The Saskatoon Fire Department says crews were called just after 7 o'clock to the 3100 block of Laurier Drive. They arrived to find smoke coming from the 2-story home. 2 people were on the roof above the front door. Both were brought to safety and firefighters tackled the flames. The 2 on the roof were the only 2 inside when the fire started. An investigator will now determine the cause and how much damage was done. Thanks to the vigilance of staff and the information from the public, packages containing unauthorized items were seized at Saskatchewan's penitentiary. The Correctional Service of Canada says it happened on Tuesday. The items included meth, tobacco, lighters, mobile phones, and accessories. The estimated institutional value of these items is more than $846,000. The Correctional Service of Canada says it works with local police to take action against people attempting to introduce contraband into correctional institutions. The U.S. and Iran are accusing each other of carrying out attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran released this video this morning seeming to show missiles fired by its Navy. Iran says the U.S. targeted its ships entering the Strait of Hormuz and carried out strikes in its territory. The U.S. is accusing Iran of attacking 3 of its warships. Despite this flare-up, U.S. President Donald Trump says the ceasefire is still on. Rising costs of fuel will soon mean fewer flights. Air Canada now cutting service on more routes.
Ones that they're cutting back are newer routes. They're not old routes. They're not LA's or San Francisco's. They're not Dallas's. They're not Chicago's.
Canada has confirmed it is cutting more seasonal flights earlier than planned. That includes flights from Vancouver to Raleigh, Toronto to Charleston and Sacramento, and Montreal to Austin, Texas. A spokesperson for Air Canada says the airline plans to resume full service on routes next summer. WestJet also announced plans to slash its capacity by nearly 6% in June. As far as insurance goes, Manulife now classifying the jet fuel shortage as a known event. That means problems related to the issue generally will not be covered. Manitoba has declared a public health emergency over its rising number of HIV cases.
So this is significant, it's concerning, and it requires a coordinated action across governments, communities, and health systems.
The province reported 328 new cases of HIV last year. There were 90 cases in 2019. Manitoba's top doctor says factors like drug use, mental health, and limited access to care are driving the emergency. Indigenous people and women are being disproportionately impacted. There is now a call to increase awareness, treatment, and access to prevention. Manitoba is trying to set up a supervised consumption site in 2024. Manitoba reported 3.5 times more HIV cases than the national rate. The Saskatchewan Health Authority alerting you about a possible hepatitis A exposure at a Saskatoon club. It says anyone who ate or drank at the downtown establishment, Saskatoon Club, between February 25th and March 18th may have been exposed as an employee who had a liver infection. The SHA says symptoms which include loss of appetite, dark urine, light-colored stool, fatigue, nausea, and jaundice can present 50 days after an exposure. Anyone who was at the Saskatoon Club between February 25th and March 18th and is feeling sick should contact their healthcare professional immediately. About 6,000 federal public servants have now applied for an early retirement package. This comes after the federal government announced it was moving ahead with plans to trim the size of the public service by 2029. As part of the plan, the federal government invited eligible employees to retire with an immediate pension based on years of service with no reduction for retiring early. Public servants have until July 24th to apply, and those approved for the early retirement incentive package must retire by January 20th of next year. U.S. President Donald Trump's global tariffs have lost in court again.
Nothing surprises me with the courts. Nothing surprises me. So we always do it a different way. We get one ruling and we do it a different way.
The U.S. Court of International Trade has ruled the 10% across-the-board tariffs to be illegal. The administration put those tariffs in place in February after the Supreme Court found most of the Liberation Day tariffs to be illegal. President Trump yesterday also threatened the EU with much higher tariffs if the bloc doesn't ratify its U.S. trade deal by the 4th of July. 3 hikers are dead after a volcanic eruption in Indonesia this morning. The 3 people killed were part of a group of 20 hikers on the mountain despite safety warnings. The rest of the group was eventually found by rescuers and taken off the mountain. 15 of those people have been taken to hospital to be treated with their injuries. Authorities are now trying to gather more information on the hike and looking into why it went ahead despite warnings. Seeding has begun in many parts of the province, but others delayed by spring runoff, as you well aware. Right now, 3% of the 2026 crop has been planted, well behind the average pace. Along with flooding, cold temperatures, frozen soil, and washed out roads, they're also slowing down progress. That's expected to change in the coming weeks. Western Saskatchewan has much better luck so far, with the Southwest further ahead with 7% seeded. The Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame is marking 60 years of Saskatchewan sport. Unveiled Thursday is a special display that includes significant Saskatchewan athletes who have contributed to the sporting world, including some of the province's greatest heroes with pictures, videos, and of course, artifacts.
And so we tried to pick out some of the high-level highlights, which is always a little bit tricky when there's so much great Saskatchewan sports stories. But the timeline does sort of show some of those key moments, whether it's a first World Series appearance, a first Stanley Cup winner, a first Olympian, or other iconic teams and or stories in Saskatchewan sport. And then we also have cases that highlight different decades and some of the stories a little bit deeper.
The Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame opened its doors in 1966 and moved into its current location on Victoria Avenue in 1979. We've both been there a number of times. You've done some live stuff over there, as have I. It's a cool little place.
It's really cool. Definitely, if you have the chance, go check it out. There's tons of great stuff.
Today's a great day to be outdoors, though.
That's right. Yeah, we do have some beautiful weather coming our way. This afternoon, a couple spots in Saskatchewan expecting to see some rain. Not going to be lasting too long, though. Let's take a look right now here in Regina, currently at 0 degrees. Still seeing those 13-kilometer-per-hour winds moving through the city. A couple of clouds in the sky as well, but mainly sunny out there. And the same for Saskatoon, 3 degrees currently, even lighter winds at about 6 kilometers per hour. Let's take a look now at some of these current temperatures that we can see. In Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrow is sitting at 0 degrees, Spiritwood -1, Nipawin 3 degrees, South End -4, Swift Current and Moose Jaw both at 6 degrees, Yorkton 3 along with Estevan, East End 4. Now here's our futurecast where we can see that rain moving through the province again later on this afternoon. Saskatoon seeing it a little bit sooner than we will here in Regina, but not a lot of rain. A light shower moving through, and we are expecting to see that clear up by tonight. For our highs now, the Battleford's sitting at about 17 degrees, Prince Albert 13, Yorkton 14, Swift Current and Moose Jaw both at 21, and again seeing that wind picking up. Estevan 20 degrees. Now for our 5-day forecast here in Regina, today 19 for our high, seeing that rain in the afternoon, clearing up into the evening. Tomorrow 13 degrees, plenty of sunshine here this weekend. 17 on Sunday, and as we start a fresh week next week, 21 on Monday and 20 on Tuesday. Now for Saskatoon, 15 today for that high. Again, that rain clearing up tomorrow, though, with 13 degrees as that high. On Sunday, 18, starting to see a couple more clouds gathering in, which leads us to Monday. A little bit more precipitation for Saskatoon and surrounding areas. However, that temperature is still beautiful. 19 degrees on Monday for the high, 7 that night as the low. As we get into Tuesday, starting to see a little bit more sunshine coming out and 20 degrees.
A new study from Yale University found helping parents manage stress may lower the risk of unhealthy weight gain in young children. Researchers found parents who reported less stress had more positive interactions with their children, and their kids ate fewer unhealthy foods. Experts say stress at home can shape family routines, food choices, sleep, and physical activity, all of which may affect a child's health. The findings suggest supporting parents could be an important part of preventing childhood obesity early in life. So what can families do? Experts recommend simple stress relief habits like taking a walk, asking for help when needed, and keeping regular meal and bedtime routines. Even small steps to lower stress may benefit the entire family. With this Medical Minute, I'm Alex Stone.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
In case you missed it, a second round series between the Habs and Sabres is turning into a bit of a food fight off the ice.
We're banning the buffalo wing sauce, the buffalo wraps, the buffalo poutines, the buffalo chicken burger, and we're changing the names. And, you know, we're still going to serve the sauces, but it's not going to be called buffalo anymore.
Cunningham's Pub is banning all things Buffalo related for the series, while at least one local grocer in Buffalo is taking Montreal steak off the shelves. In both cases, of course, the business owners insist it's just a part of the friendly rivalry.
I jumped on the Buffalo bandwagon before the playoffs, mostly because I think they're fun to watch, and my hat was $8.
Yeah.
And I am all aboard this train because I learned that they sell, Jeremy, you're going to love this, a saber full of beer in the stadium, an actual sword you fill with beer and you try to drink it.
Oh, fun.
Sign me
I'm
up.
in. That's enough for me.
Yeah. I'm on. Any room left?
I
Sure.
love Canada,
I'll jump
but
on
I also love that the Sabres sing "O Canada" before every game.
These are two of the greatest flavors in existence, though. Montreal steak spice and buffalo sauce.
Yes.
Let's tone it down.
Calm the tensions, you two countries.
Yeah.
We got enough problems. Question of the day is around Mother's Day.
Okay, question of the day. Sunday's, of course, Mother's Day. Of
course.
What makes your mom special? We want to know. Again, you can text us at that 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code. We want you to brag all about your mom today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy, what's yours? Tell us a little bit about your mom.
Well, my mom rules. I mean, she's everything you could ever want in a mother. She's kind, she's giving, she's loving, and she loves her grandkids so much. She's just the greatest mom. I mean, what more could you want?
Aw.
Give a shout out to Juanita with a W.
That's right. I love my mom. My mom is the best.
This is like 2 shout outs in 4 days for Juanita on the show, because it's also Teacher's Day.
That's right.
Oh, scan that QR code. We're back after this.
It's May 8th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy birthday to Marie and Chris. Your friends and family love you very much. Happy 73rd birthday to Connie. This is coming from your great grandkids, who hope you have a wonderful day. And happy birthday to CJ. Your mom and dad love you and hope your day is extra special. Happy early 12th birthday to Lincoln. Love your whole family. Happy early 14th birthday to Aubrey. Your family hopes you have a great day. Happy birthday to the Yorkton Mayor, Aaron. Enjoy your day. And happy 23rd birthday to Belle. Love your family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
What kind of shenanigans are you up to over there today?
Well, I'm looking for some help today, actually. If someone in your household is sick, how do you stay healthy? Do you have any tips, any tricks? You can text over 54321. My wife not feeling very good right now, and it's coming for me. I know it is. Probably Monday, I'm going to be dragging myself in here. So if you have any tips and tricks, let me know. Text those over. Right now, you know that emergency stuff, that powder that you throw in a drink, I've been slamming that back, but that's all I got, and I don't think it's going to last. Also coming up next hour, Name That Sound is on the way. We got $900 to play for at 7:40.
Is the sound just Megan wheezing, like just sneezing or coughing, something like that?
We would have had to wait for the next sound. Maybe sound 2, though. Hint, perhaps?
We'll keep that right there in the inside pocket. All right, see you later.
Put that in the mind. See you next hour.
Singer Bonnie Tyler is recovering in hospital after undergoing emergency intestinal surgery.
And I can say a total eclipse of the heart.
That's her biggest hit in the 80s, Total Eclipse of the Heart. And then there was Holding Out for a Hero as well. A statement shared on her website Wednesday says the 74-year-old was admitted to hospital for the procedure in Portugal, where she has a home. It also says the procedure went well and Tyler is recuperating. HBO is out with a teaser for an upcoming history sketch comedy series, executive produced in part by Barack and Michelle Obama and Larry David.
I have sat across the table from some of the world's most difficult leaders and wrestled with some of the globe's most intractable problems. Nothing has prepared me for working with Larry David. But still.
The 44th U.S. president appeared in the trailer joking about his collaboration with David on the show. It's described as both celebrating and poking fun at moments in American history 250 years after the country's founding. Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Happiness debuts June 26th.
Well, let's kick things off this morning in Sidebar with a young Swiftie capturing hearts online and her rendition and performance of one of Taylor Swift's songs. Take a look. Oh, look at that. Miming the fate of Ophelia.
Yeah.
Little makeshift mic stand, the whole deal.
Oh, she's so sweet. Oh.
Get after
wonderful.
it. There you go. Be on tour soon.
What a performer. All right, now to some parents who take their job of embarrassing their kids very seriously.
Watch out, girls. Here they come, ladies. Okay, sorry, I won't. I'm sorry. I won't. Okay.
So the mom decides to whip out her phone and make a video of her sons as they appear to head out to play soccer. They instantly stop and come for her camera as she backpedals, saying, okay, I'll stop.
But she won't.
But she won't.
No, obviously, she definitely posted it.
Your duty as a mom.
Definitely posted it. JD, one more real quick.
All right, here's another mother in Florida, stunned when she heard a loud noise near her door. Check it out.
I thought somebody was breaking in because I never thought that the gators were going to enter my porch.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, two alligators fighting, slamming through the screen right there on the porch. She said it was shocking and scary, but I guess it's not exactly uncommon behavior from gators. They do like to fight over territory. So.
I don't like that.
Love a good Florida man story on a Friday. We're back right after this. See you later, alligators. It's finally Friday, May 8th.
To even think about pausing and not presenting a proper plan, is unacceptable.
Reaction this morning to the possibility the Snowbirds may be grounded.
What the NDP presented yesterday was completely dishonest.
Plus, the Sask NDP claims the cost of refurbishing the province's coal-fired plants jumps tenfold.
We know that for some people it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
And why the city of Saskatoon is planning to remove a number of parking meters and how you'll pay going forward. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Friday indeed. Finally barbecue weather, Janelle.
Yes, I have been just like gnawing at this for days. We got a
barbecue. You've been gnawing on a barbecue.
I've been gnawing on the barbecue.
Sure.
Really exciting announcement. Dalton and I got our first barbecue.
Oh, and how's it going so far?
Great. We've cooked chicken, burgers, and the weather is supposed to be very nice coming up. So if you've also got a barbecue, we can barbecue together.
I'm looking forward to your YouTube channel and teaching us how to barbecue. 7:01. Let's get to news. Why don't we? This summer could be your last chance to see Canada's iconic snowbirds. A Conservative MP says Ottawa is preparing to pause or cancel the popular Air Force program due to an aging fleet, forcing the Defence Minister to respond. CTV's Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson has the details.
For decades, they've been a Canadian symbol of blue skies and hot summer days.
But Conservatives are now warning 2026 will be the last time Canadians will be able to see the iconic Snowbirds for many years to come.
Up front, the Snowbirds are being cancelled. This is the last season.
Tomey is the former mayor of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, home base for the Snowbirds. He says the schedule is normal for 2026, but after that, the planes will stay on the ground.
They do our nation proud. And we really need to get behind our Snowbirds. It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
2 air shows confirmed to CTV they are not booked in 2027 and referred all questions back to the Snowbirds. When asked directly about the future of the program, Defence Minister David McGuinty's office refused all comment. One Liberal MP said cost is a factor.
At what cost? So, I mean, yeah, it's a Canadian institution. Would be sad to see it go, but I'm not sure how much it costs for the Snowbirds.
After our story published online, the minister said this in the House of Commons.
This member surely can't be suggesting he's going to put the pilots, the women and men of that fleet, in harm's way.
In 2021, the government committed $30 million to upgrade the fleet and keep it flying until 2030. It appears the Snowbirds won't make it that long.
This is like maple syrup. This is like, ice cold Canadian beer. This is like, gravy on our poutine.
The minister announced he will be in Moose Jaw to talk about the future of the Snowbirds at the end of May. If it is new planes, that will take years, and Conservatives insist that for this fleet, 2026 will likely be the final year.
Moose Jaw MP Fraser Tomey was on this program this morning. If you missed that conversation, it is available right now to stream on our websites. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says support is being provided to communities in the province's north and southeast because of flooding. A total of 35 communities have declared states of emergency, 14 of them since Tuesday. The SPSA says flooding equipment, along with crews, have already been sent to affected areas. In northern Saskatchewan, hundreds of people have been forced from their homes because of flooding, with people flying to either Saskatoon or Prince Albert. Canadian Red Cross providing support. Spanish health officials are working with the World Health Organization and the European Commission to prepare for an evacuation of passengers from a cruise ship that has been hit with a deadly outbreak of hantavirus. This is a new suspected case of the virus has been identified on a British national on a remote island in the South Atlantic. Now, the MV Hondias is expected to arrive at this port in Spain's Canary Islands off the west coast of Africa either Saturday or Sunday. 4 Canadians are still on board that cruise ship. 3 people have died in the outbreak. 5 more have been confirmed to have contracted the virus, with another 3 suspected. The ship's operator says all passengers who disembarked during a stop in St. Helena in the South Atlantic on April 24th, including 2 Canadians, have been contacted. Meanwhile, a military hospital in Madrid has been set up to receive the 14 Spanish passengers who will be evacuated from the ship after it arrives in Tenerife. Now, all non-Spanish passengers, if they are still healthy, will be repatriated to their own countries. British health officials say an additional suspected case of hantavirus has been detected on the remote South Atlantic island. The MV Hondias made a stop at that island, home to roughly 200 people, on April 15th. The Prime Minister is preparing to fast-track approvals for major projects across the country. The plan is to accelerate the approval timelines for key nation-building projects, establishing a 2-year decision timeline.
At speed, but we're doing it in the right way. Consultation with Indigenous partners, with provinces, with all stakeholders.
Ottawa says this will help build things like mines, pipelines, and transit faster. Critics argue it bypasses checks and balances and dismisses proper public consultation from Indigenous communities. We are learning more about the victim of a Saskatoon homicide this morning. JD, over to you.
Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, a well-known social worker, mental health advocate, and musician being remembered in Saskatoon. CTV's Laura Woodward now on the legacy she leaves behind and the latest in the investigation into her death.
A song honoring the life of 77-year-old Dory Cook, Saskatoon's 7th homicide this year. She was found dead on Sunday inside her home on Avenue R South, where Kevin Wesaquate leaves flowers on her doorstep. He says Cook helped him through difficult times.
She was such a open, kind-hearted person. She was always able to make people feel like, they were being heard, make people feel like they belonged to something.
A social worker, mental health advocate, and musician, Cook is being remembered as generous, compassionate, non-judgmental, and someone who brought her guitar everywhere she went. The news of Cook's death was made public on Red Dress Day, the National Day of Awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls.
What's really sad about it is that she's fought so hard against this violence. So that's what's shocking about all of this, is that this happens, she dies in such a violent way, and then also it happens around Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Day.
Cook's family says they're still in shock, struggling to understand what happened.
How this could happen to an elderly person? No one can wrap their head around it.
Police say the call first came in as a report of an injured person. When officers arrived, Cook was dead. 42-year-old Rachel Jessica Smallboy has been charged with second-degree murder. She made her second court appearance Thursday morning.
My family had restraining orders against her, and we don't have the full story. We can't speak on it because it's still an investigation. We don't know what happened, how she got in there, or what.
Smallboy appeared here at provincial court by video, where the defense requested a 2-week adjournment as a new lawyer takes over the case. Smallboy remains in custody until her next court date, scheduled for May 21st. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, Regina City Council moving forward with the sale of parts of the Real District to Brant.
And it appears the end of the lengthy saga at the exhibition is drawing near. Donovan Mace with what's next.
The Real District is going partially private with council's approval of a sale to Brant.
This is a huge step forward in getting us out of a riskier business.
Now this means Brant, owned by Sean Semple, will take possession of the AgX buildings, Queensbury Convention Centre, the Brant Centre, and the parking lot west of Mosaic Stadium.
It's hard to satisfy everybody. We're going to try, but it's more public than what we're used to.
Council agreeing to the sale's terms, but not everyone convinced about the deal.
Community members that said that this is something they're concerned about. And I hope they're wrong, and I hope I'm wrong.
What's frustrating to me is I still can't support this proposal because I was not given the information to do so.
And the hope a similar situation doesn't happen again with the assets the city is retaining, including the Cooperator Centre and Affinity Plex.
I certainly am not interested in seeing buildings crumble and problems kicked down the road.
Most importantly, it transfers the substantial infrastructure deficit risk away from taxpayers.
Administration now will negotiate the final terms of transition with the Semples.
There's enough good opportunity in this deal for both Brant and for the city.
We can't say we like one thing or don't like one thing and expect for the other party to stay status quo.
So once administration and Brant finalize the details of the deal, Brant is expected to take over the property in phases, with phase 1 set for July 1st, full possession of the buildings by September 1st, and ownership of the land by the end of the year. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
We have yet another millionaire in Saskatchewan. It's not Janelle, Jeremy, or I. We're still here. Regina's Robert Ripplinger won the $1.4 million while playing the Vault Breaker VLT on May 3rd at Trevon's Pizza on Broad Street. Plan to give some money to the kids and invest the rest. You didn't win that jackpot, but maybe you can win this one if you enter the code word, Janelle.
That's right. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is profit. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Enter profit with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look at these current temperatures. We're starting to see it rise here in Regina, 5 degrees. Again, maintaining that 13-kilometer-per-hour wind speed. A nice light breeze moving through, seeing a little bit of cloud cover in the sky, but mainly sunny. Over to Saskatoon, 7 degrees. Those wind speeds picking up to about 9 kilometers per hour. A beautiful start here across the board to our Friday. Let's take a look right now at these current temperatures that we're seeing here in Saskatchewan, Buffalo Narrows, and La Ronge at 2 degrees. Spiritwood 3, Prince Albert at 5, Hudson Bay also 3 in South End -3. East End at 7, Swift Current 8, Kindersley and Moose Jaw both at 6, Yorkton 5, along with Weyburn and Wynyard at 2 degrees. Here's a look at our futurecast. We've been talking about it a little bit here this morning, that rain. We're expecting to see some scattered showers this afternoon. Now, not a ton of rain. As you can see here, it will be gone by this evening, but this afternoon, you can expect to see a little bit of precipitation. For today's forecast now, Battleford's at 17 for their high, Prince Albert at 13, Yorkton seeing 14. Swift Current and Moose Jaw both at 21. Now Swift Current expecting to see some of that rain as well this afternoon. Weyburn 21 and Estevan 20. For our 7-day forecast here in Regina, 19 degrees today for our high. Again, that rain coming this afternoon, but clearing up as the afternoon goes on and into the evening as well. Over the weekend now, a beautiful few days to look forward to. 13 on Saturday, 17 on Mother's Day Sunday. Next week, we can expect to see some more sunshine, 21 on Monday. Tuesday, sitting at 20 for that high, and Wednesday, 23. Now for Saskatoon, they are expecting to see that rain come a little bit sooner than we are here in Regina. A little bit earlier in the afternoon, 15 degrees as that high. Tomorrow, 13 and a beautiful 18 degrees on Sunday. Now Saskatoon and surrounding area seeing a little bit more of that rain on Monday with 19 degrees. Tuesday and Wednesday, though, things are clearing up. Wednesday sitting at about 25 for the high. Thursday, some more rain, but still 18 degrees. Time for today's rural forecast. Lloydminster seeing 18 degrees and some rain. Kindersley 22, Outlook 21. Wynyard 13, Hudson Bay at 12 degrees. East End 22, Maple Creek up a degree to 23 along with Leader. Kenora 13 and Broadview 17. Now let's take a look at Hanley, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Seeing that high of about 17 degrees here today. Also expecting that chance of showers this afternoon. Clearing up by tonight, and those winds are about 15 to 35 kilometers per hour.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And forward, we take you to the PWHL playoffs. Frost and Victoire, Montreal up 1 in the final seconds. And Renee Desbiens stops the point shot and then absolutely robs Kelly Panic on the doorstep as time expires. Desbiens just gets her blocker on it to send the shot wide. Montreal getting the win. They lead the series, and Desbiens claims our must-see moment. And coming up tonight on TSN, the inaugural season for the Toronto Tempo gets underway as they host the Washington Mystics. That one gets underway at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
Okay, so you guys remember Chonkers, the sea lion?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so he's getting a lot of attention these days in San Francisco Bay. This is the giant seal who people just come to see because he's such a hefty lefty. So much attention, he now has his own stuffy, if you can believe it. It's being sold by a local marine mammal center. Proceeds are going to help support and protect Chonkers and all of his marine mammal friends. So he's now living in infamy and fame alike.
I can't wait to spend $25 on that.
You would, yeah. Upwards of your life savings is going to Chonkers.
It's not big enough.
Absolutely.
Not chonker enough.
Could you imagine they sell a life-size Chonkers stuffy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
now we're talking.
That is the ticket. Chonkers is also the nickname for her hefty cat. Didn't the vet say you had to walk it more or feed it less?
Yeah. Crouton's a little bit chunky. Nobody's perfect.
Maybe a chonker stuffy would be a good gift for Mom on Mother's Day.
That's right. Today's question of the day is what makes your mom special? And we've got some beautiful answers coming in so far. Brooke here says she's thoughtful, kind, a great conversationalist, and always makes us feel at home. Lucky to have her as my mom. And Patricia says my mom is so caring, compassionate, loving, tough, smart, earthy. She gives us so much and asks for so little. She teaches us great values in life. We love you, Mom. Some beautiful answers coming in. We will have more coming
Patricia
up.
should have said Mom's name. Anyone named Patricia, your mom is special.
That's right. All the moms are special. And we still want to hear from you. You can text your name and answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen.
It's a movie.
Expect another interesting day in the markets with the news the U.S. and Iran clash near the Strait of Hormuz, an escalation that threatens to further fracture a fragile ceasefire as the two sides discuss a permanent end of the war. There are also reports Iran seized an oil tanker for attempting to disrupt the interests of the Iranian nation. Rental vacancies have increased dramatically across Canada in the last year, providing relief in a tight housing market, but sparking concerns of a slowdown in construction as developers struggle to cover costs. The national rental vacancy rate was 3.1% in October of 2025, a 41% year-over-year increase, with the figure rising in every province. Ivanhoe Mines, the Canadian mining group developing a major copper, zinc, and platinum assets in Africa, reported a net loss of $2 million for the quarter ending March 31st, compared with a profit of $122 million in the same period a year earlier. This after a large tax settlement linked to its flagship complex in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Time for your morning mystery. Today we are told it is a movie. 3 clues coming at you. I'm going to take my lid off my marker right now. Don't accuse me of cheating.
My earpiece is coming out.
This movie was released on May 8th, 2009. Here's clue number 1. Cast includes Chris Pine, Zoe Saldana, and Simon Pegg. You got a very concerned look on your face.
I don't think I know this.
It is a reboot of a beloved franchise, bringing the story and characters to a new audience. Chris Pine.
Okay, I know this, but I'm not sure if there's a subtitle that I can't remember.
Is it this? Okay, I've got an answer. I'm not too confident in it. It's a reboot of an old franchise. Oh, don't put that up so fast. She's still not writing. Oh, there's the question mark. There's the question mark. I put Star Trek too. Is that right?
Yeah,
Star Trek?
That's totally it.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Nice.
No subtitle that I can see. The prompter says it is Star Trek. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Put that earpiece back in. We'll let you cheat next time. That was today's morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Time for a school day forecast brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 5 degrees. Lunchtime gets us to 17, and about 3 p.m. final bell, 19, and some rain. Over in Saskatoon, 7 degrees by the time you get onto the bus, 15 at lunchtime. Final bell still sticking around that 15-degree mark. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.89.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.66.9. And over in Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.84.9, and the lowest you might find is $1.82.9. Taking a look now at farm markets, the street price of canola is $675.23 per ton, and the futures price is $739.20 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat is $284.59 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.34 cents US. After the break, as seeding begins in Saskatchewan, how flooding in some areas is impacting efforts. Stay with us.
7:27, let's get to today's headlines, some of them at least. The Sask NDP claims the cost of refurbishing the province's coal-fired power plants has jumped tenfold. It says it's obtained a leaked Sask Power document that now places the cost at $26 billion. That's up from the previous estimate of $2.6 billion. The government says the higher number includes 25-year operating costs.
What the NDP presented yesterday was completely dishonest with regard to the capital cost being $26 billion. So what they included as a part of that $26 billion were 25-year costs for maintenance, for sustainment, for operating, for salaries, for mining.
Sask Power says planning for power plant refurbishment is in the early stages, but $2.6 billion is the current estimated capital cost. A Larange man who pleaded guilty to starting a wildfire won't be sentenced for another month. Jason Halkett pleaded guilty to arson for lighting the Ditch 2 fire. That fire forced evacuations from the Waiaquin area and grew to almost 20 times the size of the city of Saskatoon. Halkett was scheduled for sentencing yesterday, appeared in court in Montreal Lake Cree Nation Band Office. Trial was adjourned to the 4th of June. The defense requested more time to go over materials. 2 people escaped a house fire at a townhouse Wednesday night by climbing onto a roof. The Saskatoon Fire Department says crews were called just after 7 o'clock. To the 3100 block of Laurier Drive. They arrived to find smoke coming from the 2-story home. 2 people were on the roof above the front door. They were brought to safety by firefighters. The 2 on the roof were the only 2 inside. Fire investigators now working to determine the cause and extent of the damage. Rising fuel costs will soon mean fewer flights. Air Canada is now cutting service on more routes.
The ones that they're cutting back are newer routes. They're not old routes. They're not LA's or San Francisco's. They're not Dallas's, they're not Chicago's.
Air Canada has confirmed it's cutting more seasonal flights earlier than planned. That includes flights from Vancouver to Raleigh, Toronto to Charleston and Sacramento, and Montreal to Austin, Texas. A spokesperson for Air Canada says the airline plans to resume full service next summer. WestJet also announced previously plans to slash its capacity by nearly 6% in June. Now, as far as insurance goes, Manulife now says they are classifying the jet fuel shortage as a known event. That means problems related to the issue generally will not be covered. The U.S. and Iran are accusing each other of carrying out attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran released this video this morning seemingly showing missiles fired by its Navy. Iran says the U.S. targeted its ships entering the strait and carried out strikes in its territory. The U.S. is accusing Iran of attacking 3 of its warships. Despite this flare-up, the U.S. president says the ceasefire is still on. Police in Germany say armed suspects have taken several people hostage at a bank in the town of Schneeg, roughly 620 kilometers southwest of Berlin. Police have cordoned off a large area near the bank and say there is no danger to the public outside the area. Regional police have alerted the situation in the town of 17,000 people around 9 o'clock this morning. Police believe several perpetrators and hostages are still inside the bank, and the driver of that armed van is still held hostage. City of Saskatoon planning to remove all but one of its 14 parking pay stations in the Sutherland Business Improvement District as it steers drivers towards a smartphone app to pay, similar to like Regina has done. It's part of a pilot project aiming to save the city money in the future, but as Stacey Hine tells us, not everyone is on board.
One of these 14 parking stations along Central Avenue in Sutherland could soon be removed. The city of Saskatoon is looking at a 1-year pilot project in the area that would push drivers toward paying through a smartphone app. Administration says the pilot will help determine whether digital-only parking could work, but says a citywide shift isn't happening anytime soon, as most parking stations have already been upgraded, except for the ones in Sutherland.
Those machines would have had to come out anyways. If for whatever reason this project didn't go well or we didn't get favorable results, we would just upgrade the machines accordingly.
A city report shows about 52% of parking transactions were made through the app, while 48% spent were made at the machines. It also notes greater app use could reduce maintenance, repair, and replacement costs. But the proposal is drawing concerns about accessibility.
Today, I intentionally left my phone behind because we're going to have lunch and I don't want to be interrupted. So why would I carry a phone? And I know a lot of people who don't do any currency that way.
In a statement, the Saskatoon Council on Aging says a shift to digital-only payment could create barriers for seniors who may not have smartphones, data plans, or comfort using app-based technology. The executive director of the Sutherland bid says the pilot is a chance to see if the system works.
We know that for some people it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're hoping that we can figure out all those things and make it work better for the community and for the businesses.
City administration says the next steps are to bring bylaw changes to council in August, remove these stations if approved, and review the pilot project at the end of next year to determine whether it should end, continue, or become permanent. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
About 6,000 federal public servants have now applied for an early retirement package. This comes after the federal government announced it was planning to move ahead with plans to trim the size of the public service by 2029. As part of the plan, the federal government invited eligible employees to retire with an immediate pension based on years of service with no reduction for early retirement. Public servants have until July 24th to apply, and those approved for the early retirement incentive package must retire by January 20th of next year. Thousands of CRA account breaches are now coming to light. The federal privacy watchdog says there have been more than 42,000 breaches at the Canada Revenue Agency since 2020, and as a result there has been unauthorized access to taxpayer information. Privacy Commissioner Philippe Duprain pointed to gaps in the agency's prevention, monitoring, detection, and handling of breaches. The Revenue Agency says attackers often use stolen or leaked credentials to gain access. U.S. President Donald Trump's global tariffs have lost in court again.
Nothing surprises me with the courts. Nothing surprises me. So we always do it a different way. We get one ruling and we do it a different way. We're going to end up.
The U.S. Court of International Trade has ruled the 10% across-the-board tariffs to be illegal. The administration put these in place in February after the Supreme Court found most of the Liberation Day tariffs to be illegal as well. Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, the site of one of Canada's deadliest mass shootings, will be torn down and replaced with a new one.
A level of anxiety about whether or not they'd have to go back to the same school building.
The current high school has been sitting empty since the tragedy, which claimed 9 lives and 6 of them inside the school. High school students are currently going to class in portables beside the elementary school. Funding for the new school will be shared by both the federal and provincial governments. Removal of the current school will take place this summer, but there is no timeline yet for when the new school will be finished. Today marks 1 year since Pope Leo became the leader of the Catholic Church. He greeted the public this morning to celebrate the feast of Our Lady of Pompeii. The Pope, like Pope Francis before him, Pope Leo has spoken out on issues like immigration, the environment, and poverty during his papacy. Born in the U.S. in Chicago, Pope Leo has brought a cultural shift to the Vatican. He is a White Sox fan, enjoys deep dish pizza, and often speaks English during church functions. At age 70, church experts say Pope Leo is not pressed for time to carry out reforms. For nearly 60 years, the Regina German Club has been a place for people of all backgrounds to gather and enjoy German culture. Now the venue needs your help. A water leak has been found in the roof, which requires significant funding to repair. The club is doing everything they can to raise money to complete the fix, from small things like bake sales to readjusting their annual event revenue.
If we didn't have the community and the people we've had support us over the years, this clubhouse would have shut its doors probably in the 80s already. If you care to see this place continue on for generations to come, please attend things, book us, and just show your support. We love hearing positive feedback. It really keeps us motivated.
German Club is now applying for charity status to seek grants for the repair. Day 2 of Rider Rookie Camp in Saskatoon as the CFLers try to make an impression. In our training camp preview, Lee Jones takes a look at the defenders and linebackers.
The Riders' D-line will have a different look with the departure of 3 Grey Cup starters, including Malik Carney to free agency and Micah Johnson to retirement. The only starter from the Grey Cup back is American defensive tackle Mike Rose. Last year, he was tied for second on the team with 3 sacks. Caleb Sanders and Canadian Ali Saad, combining for 3 sacks last year, should see plenty of time as starters at D-tackle. Devin Adams joins the team from Winnipeg, where he picked up a pair of sacks last year. Rounding out the D-tackle roster, Kendi Charles, who spent time on the practice roster, American rookies Thor Griffith, Nathan Pickering, Davin Van, and Jalen Pate.
Tying game. Pressure on Mayer, and they've got him. Jake Mayer is sacked.
Defensive end, the Riders brought in veteran James Vaughters from Winnipeg. He had 6 sacks last season. Aaron Patrick played 16 games for the Riders, mainly as a backup, and special teams with 7 defensive tackles. After that, it's a lot of unknowns. 6 American CFL rookies and 4 Canadians, including 2023 first-round draft pick Lake Cordy Moore.
Half Brown down the field, over the middle, taken away again.
In the linebacking core, Jameer Thurman and his 86 tackles, 3 sacks, and 3 interceptions is back in the middle, along with strong side linebacker Antoine Brooks Jr. With A.J. Allen leaving for Ottawa, the Riders could go with another Canadian, a weak side linebacker in Malik Straker, who played well on special teams, or they could go American with free agent pickup Josh Woods and his 62 tackles last year in BC, or Aubrey Miller Jr., who can play middle linebacker as well. He played mainly on special teams for the Riders, but did get 14 tackles. Other linebackers include Americans Vi Jones, David Gabenda, Demore Kennedy, along with Canadians Nick Weeb and Ryder Varga, global player Tyron Verdi, and draft pick Osasier Odemwenge.
Rookie camp continues up in Saskatoon today. What kind of conditions are they getting?
Beautiful, beautiful weather coming our way, especially this weekend. Right now here in Regina, 5 degrees currently, seeing those winds still at about 13 kilometers per hour. Little bit of cloud cover in the sky. However, we are expecting to see some rain moving through the province a little bit later on here this afternoon. Over to Saskatoon now, 7 degrees, still seeing that 9 kilometer per hour winds. Really is a beautiful start here to our Friday morning. Let's take a look right now at some of these current temperatures that we're seeing throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows and Larange both at 2 degrees. Spiritwood sitting at 3 along with Hudson Bay. South End -3 along with Stony Rapids. The Battleford's at 4 degrees. Kindersley at 6. Swift Current 8. Yorkton 5 along with Weyburn. Now for our futurecast, we can see those clouds rolling through the province and that little bit of rain. Again, scattered showers. We aren't expecting much for precipitation, and it should be wrapping up by this evening. So just a little bit here in this afternoon. Saskatoon expected to see it earlier than we will here in Regina. For today's forecast, the Battleford's seeing about 17 degrees for their high. Prince Albert at 13. Yorkton 14, Swift Current 21 along with Moose Jaw. Now Moose Jaw experiencing a little bit stronger winds as the day goes on. Estevan at 20 degrees and Weyburn 21. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 19 degrees for our high today, -1 tonight for the low. Seeing that rain coming this afternoon, but clearing up as the evening goes on. Plenty of sunshine here this weekend as well. 13 degrees on Saturday with those clear skies. On Sunday, 17. Monday, hitting 21 degrees. Tuesday, 20 for the high. Now for Saskatoon, 15 degrees here today for that high. Again, rain a little bit earlier in the afternoon. Tomorrow, 13 degrees. Sunday for Mother's Day, 18 degrees. Again, lots of that beautiful sunshine and hitting 12 that night for the low. On Monday, 19 degrees, seeing some rain coming back just a bit. And on Tuesday, 20 degrees, a little bit more sunshine in the sky and hitting about 10 degrees for the low. The 6th annual CNIB Guide Dogs with Purpose Gala is coming up tomorrow in Regina. We've got Zach here with me this morning. Zach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's start off with a little bit about what CNIB is.
So CNIB is the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. It's a national organization in Canada that works with people with sight loss and people who are deafblind to make a difference in their lives and help them be just more independent in their lives.
All right, incredible program. And you've got Kai here with us.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the Guide Dog program.
So CNIB's Guide Dog program is the First is a guide dog program. Basically, they raise puppies, they provide them to people with sight loss to make their lives better and let them be more independent as they navigate the world. Essentially, they take these dogs from 8 weeks all the way up to 2 years, where they then pair them with a person with sight loss so that they can guide them around the world and make things so much easier.
Absolutely. Let's talk about how it makes it easier. Tell me a little bit more about what in particular these guide dogs offer for the people that have them.
Yeah, so me personally, I'm a university student, so when I'm like walking to school, if I'm walking down the road, I'll be having Kai with his handle, which I have here. So basically I'll have him with his handle and he'll be walking slightly ahead of me so that if there's any obstacles in the way, he can notice them and then guide me around them, which is significantly more useful than having something like a white cane that you may have seen before, because then it's essentially the dog can actively see what's going on and adjust to new situations, whereas if you're walking by yourself with sight loss, you're not going to be able to see those new situations. And it lets you be a lot more adaptable with that dog.
Absolutely. Well, that is wonderful information. Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow and what that holds.
Yeah, so tomorrow's a fundraising event held here in Regina. And it's essentially, guide dogs are expensive, realistically. They take a lot of training. They're the most highly trained service animals. And so they take a lot to train, and a lot of funds are needed, and so we're holding this event tomorrow to hopefully we're holding this event tomorrow just to essentially make sure that we have these guide dogs in the hands of people who need it, in the hands of like those in Saskatchewan who need these guide dogs to have their everyday lives be better.
So an absolutely incredible event. Zach, thank you so much for spending some time with me this morning.
Thank you.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Spring Fling Art Show and Sale happens May 8th and 9th at Living Hope Alliance Church on Green Falls Drive, prairieartistguild.org. World Migratory Bird Day, May 9th at 10 a.m. Saskatchewan Science Centre. They've got an event, naturesask.ca. Town and Country Social Dance at Church of Our Lady in Moose Jaw, May 9th, 7:30 p.m. Call 306-630-1492. And Chase the Ace out at Kipling Recreation Centre, May 6th and 13th at 7:30 p.m. Call 306-495-8238 for more. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click on Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
It's May 8th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy birthday to Marie and Chris. Your friends and family love you very much. Happy 73rd birthday to Connie. This is coming from your great-grandkids, who hope you have a wonderful day. And happy birthday to CJ. Your mom and dad love you and hope your day is extra special. Happy early 12th birthday to Lincoln. Love your whole family. Happy early 14th birthday to Aubrey. Your family hopes you have a great day. Happy birthday to the Yorkton Mayor, Aaron. Enjoy your day. And happy 23rd birthday to Belle. Love your family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
What's happening on the radio today, Chase?
Well, we just got off the phone with Elena. She's got a busy weekend coming up here with Mother's Day. Her kids have flag football, and we're hoping that we could give her $900 to get into the weekend. Would name that sound. Unfortunately, She gave us a wrong answer. That was dropping keys, so you can cross that one off of the list. But now that pot is up to $950. $440 this afternoon, Brandon, is when you can play. Now, we still have one last Mother's Day prize to give away, though. Charm Diamond Center, $100 for that. Playing at 8:40 with our workday warm-up. And then if you win that, you also go into the grand prize draw we'll do after 9 o'clock. And we can jump that prize from $100 to $500 to spend at Charm.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too. We'll see you Monday.
Cow. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows. 30 years ago this week, Twister blew us all away.
It's headed right for us!
On the surface, it was a disaster movie about tornadoes in the U.S. Midwest, but it had a huge cultural impact. It ushered in a wave of late 90s disaster blockbusters and turned storm chasing into a tourism draw.
So let's go! All right, we're moving!
It also spiked enrollment in meteorology programs around the world and is credited with inspiring a generation of women to choose careers in science.
Wonder of nature, baby!
These sensors take scientific measurements.
You got to get in front of the tornado and put it in the damage path.
You got to get further ahead of it.
I know what I'm doing.
Have you lost your nerve?
Tighten your seatbelt.
James, you have a real gift for filmmaking.
Movie-making minions. The yellow troublemakers take over Hollywood, then have to save the world from their own shenanigans in the final trailer for Minions and Monsters. The animated adventure arrives in theaters July 1st.
It's a dead bird.
She's not dead.
When a bird is in the box, it usually does.
She's not dead.
Okay, let's all stop saying the word dead, shall we?
Tim Bartow's Don't Forget to Dance took top honors Thursday night, winning Best Film at this year's Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge. Best Actor went to Vincent Rutley for Neighborhood Watch. Jayla Hodge, Jalen Hodge, and Jara Milligan shared Best Director, and Tony Pape won Best Editor for The Ticket. Best Awareness went to Anna Paquin for Back to the Dark Ages, and Aya Obaid and Shan Hafez won Best Writer for Crip Club. Filmmakers had 5 days to write and produce short films promoting disability inclusion in front of and behind the camera.
It gets tiring trying to convince people our lives are valuable.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I'm glad the segment's now called Sidebar, not Morning Smile, because I don't know if you'd laugh at this if you were the mom in Florida who was stunned when she heard this loud noise near the door.
I thought somebody was breaking in because I never thought that the gators were going to enter my porch.
2 alligators fighting. They slammed through the screen right there on the porch. Experts say it's not uncommon. It is Florida after all.
Oh, I still don't like it.
Nope.
No.
And
they're all aggravated from the fight. I don't need that.
They were just after Hook.
Yeah.
Save me, Smee.
All right, a young Swiftie capturing hearts online with her rendition and performance of one of Taylor Swift's songs. This adorable toddler is miming the fate of Ophelia while standing in front of a makeshift mic stand.
Look at her go.
She is so sweet.
Star in the making.
Yes, what a performer.
I have a similar video of my daughter from years ago.
Bring it out.
I should bring it out.
Yes.
Bring it out.
Yes.
She'd
love that. She would love that. Why do you go? Why take her kid to work day? Why did you go with Dad?
Yeah.
Oh, because she gets off early.
She's so smart. She's no dummy.
Not a hat rack. What's going on, JD? One more for us.
All right. Speaking of parents and their kids, some take the job of embarrassing their kids very seriously.
Watch out, girls. Here they come, ladies. Okay, sorry. I won't. I'm sorry. I won't.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That look.
Busted.
That look.
Man, you can't take out the phone and start recording when the kids are around.
Mom, stop. We'll be right back. It's Friday, May 8th.
to even think about pausing and not presenting a proper plan, is unacceptable.
More reaction coming in this morning to the possibility of the 2027 snowbird season being in jeopardy. Plus, community in mourning. Friends, family, and neighbors in Saskatoon mourning the death of a loved one.
The crews are working hard to keep the highways open.
And 35 Saskatchewan communities have declared a state of emergency due to flooding. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning on this Friday. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thanks for being back with us.
I finally, all day I've been trying to remember what it was I was going to say in this exact segment, and I watched the alligator video, and I was like, I know what it is. Yesterday we're at swimming lessons. Mateo's in the water doing his thing, and my daughter Aria's standing here. She's looking out the window. She's pointing to stuff. Bird, dog, puppy, bird, and then she said, bird. I'm like, what is? So I turn around, what is this bird thing? Two geese just giving it to each other. Wings are flapping, their heads are pecking. And so we stop and watch this thing. And then they finally stopped. This thing went on for like a minute. This goose starts tootling off. And the other one's like, no, I'm not done with you yet. Starts chasing this goose. And the kids in the pool are like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And they're like, there's geese fighting out here. Can we come watch? Like, no, you got, like, we paid for these lessons.
Yeah.
Stay there. I got video, but it's a reflection and juggling a 19-month-old and holding. My goodness. Yesterday we showed a nice goose on this show.
Yeah.
That's her proper goose. Speaking of birds, we got birds in news. Different kind. These ones are aerial, but they are jet-fueled. This summer could be the last chance to see Canada's iconic snowbirds. A Conservative MP says Ottawa's preparing to pause or cancel the program. Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson with the details.
For decades, they've been a Canadian symbol of blue skies and hot summer days. But Conservatives are now warning 2026 will be the last time Canadians will be able to see the iconic snowbirds for many years to come.
Up front, the snowbirds are being cancelled. This is the last season.
Tommy is the former mayor of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, home base for the snowbirds. He says the schedule is normal for 2026, but after that, the planes will stay on the ground.
They do our nation proud. And we really need to get behind our snowbirds. It's an SOS call. It's Save Our Snowbirds.
2 air shows confirmed to CTV they are not booked in 2027 and referred all questions back to the snowbirds. When asked directly about the future of the program, Defence Minister David McGuinty's office refused all comment. One Liberal MP said cost is a factor.
At what cost? So, I mean, yeah, it's a Canadian institution. Would be sad to see it go, but I'm not sure how much it costs for the snowbirds.
After our story published online, the minister said this in the House of Commons.
This member surely can't be suggesting he's going to put the pilots, the women and men of that fleet, in harm's way.
In 2021, the government committed $30 million to upgrade the fleet and keep it flying until 2030. It appears the snowbirds won't make it that long.
This is like maple syrup. This is like, ice cold Canadian beer. This is like, gravy on our poutine.
The minister announced he will be in Moose Jaw to talk about the future of the snowbirds at the end of May. If it is new planes, that will take years, and Conservatives insist that for this fleet, 2026 will likely be the final year.
So here in Saskatchewan, news of the beloved snowbirds possibly being grounded permanently is not going over well. Jacob Carr paid a visit to the squad's hometown, the city of Moose Jaw, to see how residents there were reacting.
Conservative MP and former mayor of Moose Jaw, Fraser Tomey, is of the firm belief that the snowbirds will be permanently grounded come 2027.
I wrote the Minister of National Defense almost 6 months ago asking about the future of the snowbirds. No reply. Senator Batters did the same in the Senate. Crickets. Why won't the Liberals come clean about their decision to cancel the iconic snowbird?
And that has the people of Moose Jaw reacting, the resounding thought being that it would be a shame to lose a national treasure like the snowbirds, especially since 15-wing Moose Jaw is their home base.
Just one of Canada's icons.
I've lived various places in Canada. I've always looked forward to their shows.
Putting on the shows they do really attracts people. So it's for economically, it's a good thing for the city too.
I just think it's a very unique thing, you know, for a small place like Saskatchewan, and it's something kind of unexpected when you go somewhere and then you realize that they're going to show up and do their thing.
It's a great recruiting tool for the military, and I just hate to see that we're going to lose them, because that'll definitely be the end of our base here now.
But the Minister of National Defence says people should pump the brakes on talk of permanently cancelling the squadron.
The Snowbirds will continue air demonstrations with the Tudor fleet for as long as it is feasible and safe. We're beginning the process of examining potential aircraft options for the Snowbirds mission once the CT-144 Tudor fleet reaches its end of life.
The Snowbirds are currently in Comox, BC, where they do spring training annually and will conduct their acceptance show, which marks the end of training on Friday. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Swin Fraser told me on the program this morning, if you missed that conversation, it's readily available on our website right now. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says support is being provided to communities in the north and southeast who are experiencing severe flooding. A total of 35 communities have declared a state of emergency, with 14 declaring it in the last 48 hours. The SPSA says flooding equipment along with crews have been sent to areas impacted.
It's too early to know what the full impact and cost of flooding will be on the road infrastructure, as this event is still unfolding in the province. But crews are working hard to keep the highways open and restore traffic service as quickly as possible.
Audio there. As of Thursday afternoon, 11 provincial highways are closed due to flooding. Canada's unemployment rate rose to 6.9% in April, a 6-month high. Statistics Canada data shows the Canadian economy lost a net 17,700 jobs in March as the labor market showed continuing weakness in the face of U.S. tariffs and trade uncertainty. The unemployment rate increased by 0.2 percentage points as more people searched for work. The unemployment rate increased the most among people aged 15 to 24 and among men aged 25 to 54. Jeremy, we're learning more about the victim of a homicide in your city.
Yeah, Daryl, friends, family, and neighbors in Saskatoon mourning the death of a loved one. 77-year-old Dory Cook was found dead Sunday in her home on Avenue R South. She was a social worker and mental health advocate. She's being remembered as a kind, non-judgmental music lover who brought her guitar everywhere. Her family says they are still struggling to process what happened.
How this could happen to an elderly person? No one can wrap their head around it. You know, because she was such a kind-hearted, beautiful soul.
42-year-old Rachel Jessica Smallboy has been charged with second-degree murder. Smallboy appeared in provincial court by video, where the defense asked for a 2-week adjournment as a new lawyer takes over the case. The city of Saskatoon's planning to remove all but one of the parking pay stations in the Sutherland business area, steering drivers to pay through the smartphone app. It's part of a 1-year pilot project that will help determine whether the city should move to a digital-only option as paid parking expands or when stations need to be replaced. Winnipeg and Edmonton moved toward digital-only parking payment last year. Regina made the switch in March. City administration says increased app use reduces maintenance and repair costs, along with the cost of buying and replacing pay stations. The executive director of the Sutherland Business Improvement District says the pilot is a chance to see if the system works.
We know that for some people it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're hoping that we can figure out all those things and make it work better for the community and for the businesses.
Next steps are to bring bylaw changes to council in August and then remove the stations if approved. Well, Daryl, Regina's German club is in need of some support.
Yeah, it's been around for almost 60 years, and originally welcoming those with German ties to the city. More recently, it's had some issues, needs some repair due to flooding. Mick Favel with what they need from you.
Regina's German Club has been a gathering place for those with German ancestry since 1968. The club now welcoming people of all backgrounds to experience German cuisine and culture. But as the club ages, so does the building that houses it. Recently, the cost to repair a leak in the roof was estimated at more than $200,000, putting the building's future in serious jeopardy.
We do have to seriously consider how we're going to get funds. We're looking at different grants. We're just looking for our people to step up, and even if it's manual labor, if we can prep half the roof work and then maybe get a contractor in to do the rest, that would also help us.
4 days a week, the club opens its doors for those looking for a German meal or drink. Local groups and clubs use the space regularly to meet up and make connections.
My German roots are a little bit diluted. However, I do feel like community is just so important. So wherever we can find community, whether it's just, like-minded people wanting to have a good time together.
Like many organizations and businesses, the German Club still feels the impacts from the pandemic. Some rentals haven't made their way back since, shortening the club's revenue in a tough economy.
To have places like this, especially one that's so historied as the German Club, and the building is so incredible, and just all of the passion and love that's gone into running it over the years. So super important to keep supporting.
A number of fundraising initiatives are underway to cover the repair cost, including bake sales, 50/50s, and any revenue made from their annual events will go towards the new roof.
If we didn't have the community and the people we've had support us over the years, this clubhouse would have shut its doors probably in the 80s already. We love hearing positive feedback. It really keeps us motivated. Feels like our efforts are worth something.
The club is also in the midst of applying for charity status to get access for grants to keep the building in shape for decades to come. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
Well, let's turn our attention to a contest.
That's right. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is profit. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and scan that QR code on your screen. You can enter profit with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. Now let's take a look at these beautiful temperatures that we're seeing on this Friday morning. We are up to 9 degrees here in Regina for our current temp. 13 km/h wind speeds as well. Seeing some sunshine in the sky. Now some clouds will be gathering a little bit later on this morning. Some rain coming our way in the afternoon, but not too much. Over to Saskatoon now, 9 degrees for that current temperature and 9 km/h winds. A beautiful way to start off this Friday. Let's take a look now at some of these current temperatures around Saskatchewan. Buffalo Narrows and La Ronge at 2 degrees. Stony Rapids and South End at -2. Spiritwood and Melfort both at 6 degrees. Kindersley 13, East End at 10. Moose Jaw sitting at 13 as well. Yorkton 5 and Wynyard 6 degrees. Here's a look now at our futurecast where you can see some of that rain moving through. Again, not a significant amount of precipitation. We will be seeing this clear up a little bit later on in the evening, but for the afternoon, you can expect to see some scattered showers. Now for our highs today, the Battleford seeing 17 degrees, Swift Current 21 along with Moose Jaw, Yorkton 14, Weyburn 21, Estevan 20. Now for our 7-day forecast, let's take a look at what this Mother's Day weekend holds for us. In Regina, 19 degrees today, and of course that rain. Tomorrow, seeing those skies clear up and some sunshine, 13 degrees, 17 on Sunday. Now next week, we'll see those beautiful temperatures continue. Monday bringing us to 21 degrees. Tuesday, 20, Wednesday, 23, and Thursday, a little bit more rain coming our way, but still 20 degrees for the high. Over for Saskatoon, 15 degrees today for that high. Seeing that rain start a little bit earlier here this afternoon and into tomorrow, those skies are clearing up, bringing us to about 13 degrees. Sunday, Mother's Day, 18 degrees, perfect day to get out and about. Now on Monday, 19, and expecting to see a little bit more rain coming. Tuesday, 20, and Wednesday, 25.
That's enough of you. We got to get to today's day in history. May 8th, 1982, Gilles Villeneuve crashed his race car and died in a qualifying round at the Belgian Grand. May 8th, 1980, the World Health Organization confirmed the global eradication of the smallpox virus, which had killed as many as 500 million people throughout history. May 8th, 1945, news of Germany's surrender spread, and the day was declared victory in Europe, or VE Day.
Two ultra-rare Star Wars figures have sold at auction for a stunning price. In 1985, these toys retailed for about $5. Now, they sold for a combined total of about $5,000 Canadian.
Wow.
These are from a short-lived cartoon spin-off. They were expected to sell for a few $100s at a UK auction, but one of them alone sold for about $3,900 Canadian. The figures are part of a large collection owned by Paul Scott. This was a lifelong fan. He has a legendary collection, but he died last year, so I guess they're liquidating his stash.
I wonder,
a lot of money.
I wonder if I even have anything from back when I was a kid that would have been worth anything now. You know?
Yeah. You never
Makes you
know.
think.
I had a buddy, Jeff Olexon. He had all these Star Wars toys, like all the classic ones, and we just treated them like crap. We smashed them all up. Yeah.
As one does.
Yeah.
Who knew?
One of my best friends went to Calgary Cannons games as a kid. If you remember, the minor league ball club was in Calgary, Alberta. There was one of them, and got a ball signed by some guy named Alex, and threw it around in the yard for a few days. Lost it.
Oh.
Alex Rodriguez. Signed by Alex Rodriguez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Let's go to our question of the day. What makes Mom so special? Mother's Day this weekend. If you haven't got a present, now's the time.
Yeah, get on it. Sunday is Mother's Day, and we've got some beautiful answers that have come in. Heather says her strength, kindness, resilience, and simply that she is the best mother a daughter could ask for. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Love you to the moon and back. Jody also sent in an answer that says, my mom was the most caring and non-judgmental mother a son could have. Very, very special. Lori, my mom is amazing and an inspiration to us all. 90 years of life and 65 years of motherhood. Your family is so lucky to have you. Lori says, my mom was so special. She was an amazing mom to her 4 daughters. And we've got Sean, who says, my mom is the best. She's like an angel who wants to make everyone's life better. Nathan, who says, my mom is the most loving, selfless woman and always is there to support her kids and grandkids without asking for anything in return.
Wait a minute, was that producer Nathan?
I think that was producer Nathan.
Oh, getting some points in Lethbridge, Alberta this morning.
That's right. Yeah, some beautiful answers, everybody. Thank you so much for sending those in. We hope you have a very special Mother's Day on Sunday.
Talking to the Prince Albert Raiders, Jeremy Dodge right after this.
At full strength, up the right side, out of the box, Doobie towards the net, he scores! Out of the box to the back of the net.
Yes, the Western Hockey League final begins tonight. It is the Prince Albert Raiders and the Everett Silvertips. And we are joined live now from Washington State by Raiders head coach Ryan McDonald. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy.
So when you took this job full-time, just over a year ago now, as a kid who grew up watching the Raiders at the Communiplex, did you imagine this scenario, sitting here with the opportunity to win it all?
I mean, this is what you work so hard for. The guys have done a tremendous job all year, coming to work, putting their work boots on, and to give yourself an opportunity to play in the final series. And this is when you want to play hockey. We walk outside of the hotel, the grass is green. You can the freshness of the air and the moisture. It's just this is playoff hockey through and through. And our guys have worked extremely hard to get here, and again, are really excited for the opportunity tonight.
It's nice of Washington to adorn all the lawns with Raider green for your arrival. We appreciate that. So Eastern Conference champs, but for the first time this postseason, you guys are going in, I think, as the underdogs in this one. Does that change anything? Maybe you are, of course, expected to be here, but based on numbers, now Everett should be the favorite to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have went through the season being the hunted from everyone underneath them in their conference. So I guess you could say, yeah, the roles may have switched a little bit. But, for us, it's all about our mindset and staying even keel, staying in the moment, playing to our strengths, sticking to our process and taking care of our details and habits. So this is a group that plays extremely hard for one another. And I've said it time and time again, that dressing room cares so deeply for each other. And again, they go out there and they work hard for one another.
Everett, Washington's about as far away from home as you can get in this league. How important is it to make that long trip back home with at least one win under your belt? Hopefully 2 here over the next couple of nights.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for us, our focus is on the start tonight and first couple shifts and first period, and then just continue to keep building our game out from there. So again, it's important to when you're on the road that you start off on the right foot and you play a simple road game, and that's what we're looking for tonight.
All right. Now, out here in Saskatchewan, you don't get to see those Western teams very often. I think you played them once this year. How do you prep for a team that you haven't seen in months?
I think, for us, we put a little stock in the one game that we did play them in November. But again, that was early on in the season. And both teams have changed since then. So personnel-wise and whatnot as you go through the season. So for us, again, just get to the tape, look at the last couple of series and see if we can pick out a couple areas and be as prepared as we can be. But again, that's when you put the puck down and you can pre-scout and you can be prepared as you want. And, there will be subtle differences and changes throughout the series. So just be ready to adapt and move forward.
All right, tonight and tomorrow, and then all the way back to the Art Hauser Center for games 3 and 4, Tuesday and Wednesday. That barn will be the place to be next week. I cannot wait. It's sold out. You can watch it on TSN 3 and 5 and then stream it on Victory Plus. Coach McDonald, thank you for this. Go Raiders, go.
Thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate Daryl letting the hometown boy do this one.
Me too.
Touche, Ryan, touche. Let's get to health news this morning. The government of Saskatchewan recognized World Ovarian Cancer Day yesterday. Ovarian cancer survivors gathered at the Legislative Building and handed out teal ribbons. The provincial government has contributed $2 million to Ovarian Cancer Canada since 2020. This funding supports 3 Saskatchewan-based research projects focused on research, clinical trials, and treatment options. The province says a cat in southeastern Saskatchewan has died from avian influenza. The cat was reportedly found the morning of April 20th, but became severely ill with neurological and respiratory symptoms and died that same day. A test confirmed the animal had the highly pathogenic avian influenza, a more serious form of the illness. It's more commonly associated with wild birds and domestic poultry, but the province says infections can be found in mammals, including dogs and cats, and the risk can be higher during spring migration when wild waterfowl activity increases. The Saskatchewan Health Authority is alerting you about a possible hepatitis A exposure at the Saskatoon Club. It says anyone who ate or drank at the downtown establishment between February 25th and March 18th may have been exposed as an employee had a liver infection. The SHA says symptoms to look for include loss of appetite, dark urine, light-colored stool, fatigue, nausea, and jaundice. Can present 50 days after an exposure. Anyone who is there or feels sick should contact their health care provider. Province of Manitoba has declared a public health emergency over rising number of HIV infections.
Manitoba continues to experience some of the highest rates of HIV in Canada. We know that Indigenous people are disproportionately affected by this. We know that relates back to all the factors that come from the ongoing effects of colonization. So this emergency is driven by a number of factors, one being injection drug use, homelessness, mental health issues, as well as a rise in other sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections.
In 2024, the province's infection rate was about 3.5 times the national average. Total infections have risen sharply over recent years. In 2025, the province reported 328 new cases. Compare that to 2021 when there were 142. The highest rates were in the Northern Health and Prairie Mountain regions, while the highest total amount was in Winnipeg.
Report brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
.30, my weekend is 30 minutes away. Yours probably a little bit longer than that. We begin with our top story for this part of the hour. The Sask NDP claims the cost of refurbishing the province's coal-fired power plants has jumped tenfold. It says it's obtained a leaked Sask Power document that now places the cost at $26 billion, up from the previous estimate of $2.6 billion. The government says the higher number includes 25 years of operating costs.
What the NDP presented yesterday was completely dishonest with regard to the capital cost being $26 billion. So what they included as a part of that $26 billion were 25-year costs for maintenance, for sustainment, for operating, for salaries, for mining.
Sask Power says planning for power plant refurbishment is in the early stages, but the $2.6 billion is the current estimated capital cost. Canadian farmers are facing a steep increase in what it costs to get their crops to harvest due to the high price of fuel and fertilizer. That increase could trickle down to shoppers later this fall, but one expert believes the true impact might not be felt until the next growing season. Jeremy Thompson with why.
Halfway between Kalmar and Thorsby is a long way from the Strait of Hormuz. But the conflict that's impacting gas prices is also influencing the cost of fertilizer. About 1/3 of the world's supply travels through that waterway.
There are products that have gone up more than 50%. Other products, that regular 10 to 15%. So there are drastic changes. It does hit the bottom line and take right out of the profit margin.
Farmers like Joe Benderitis buy fertilizer by the truckload. Any change in price can make tens of thousands of dollars difference to their input costs. Most grain farmers around here use two types of fertilizer.
The anhydrous ammonia is locally produced within Alberta, and it can be produced at a rate that farmers are using it.
The nitrogen is pumped into the soil. Granular fertilizer pellets are also used, loaded into this hopper with seed. That product is seeing the biggest price spike. Benderitis ordered his pellets back in December, before the strait closed. Farm Credit Canada estimates more than 70% of farmers did the same.
The longer it goes on, it seems like we'll have more fertilizer supply issues going forward. And if it lasts, a couple more months, that starts to impact then fertilizer prices for 2027 plant.
That means consumers may not see higher prices until fall 2027. Still, senior economist Lee Anderson says farmers are feeling the pinch. Meanwhile, Benderitis says he actually likes what he sees in the futures market for the price of barley, wheat, and canola.
I have my product on hand. We're going to get our crop in. And I think most farmers are going to still have a great season.
He says the shorter-term cost pressure in agriculture is fuel. Near Kalmar, Jeremy Thompson, CTV News.
A W5 investigation has found that a growing number of Canadians appear to have vision problems connected to their tattoos. The rare and painful condition can sometimes lead to vision loss. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
I went to school and I was like, guys, I'm getting a tattoo. I'm so excited.
Alicia Thompson of Oshawa was 15 when she got her first tattoo, and over the years, she's added many more.
After that, it was a snowball effect. I just kept getting more and more tattoos.
In her early 20s, she noticed her tattoos would become inflamed and painful. Then she started to develop eyesight issues.
My eyes would be crusted right over. and they would be red. I would have to put on sunglasses.
Thompson was diagnosed with tattoo-associated uveitis. Her immune system was reacting to the tattoo ink, causing eye pain, light sensitivity, and vision loss.
I have no vision in my center vision in my right eye.
My wrist here, some symbols.
Zachary Adamkowski-Sissons of Thunder Bay has tattoos and says when he was 20 years old, he developed eyesight problems.
I started having issues with my right eye. It started to become red and inflamed. It became a little pussy. I couldn't open it.
He also has tattoo-associated uveitis and requires ongoing treatment.
I can't get more tattoos.
About 1/3 of Canadians have at least one tattoo. That's more than 13 million people. Researchers say if you have a tattoo, you should not be alarmed by the study, saying tattoo-related vision loss is extremely rare.
But a recent Australian study suggests the condition can't be ignored. We spoke with Dr. Josephine Richards in Australia, who was part of the research. She was shocked that 40 cases of tattoo-associated uveitis were identified there and says other healthcare professionals need to be aware of it.
If they know about it, then they can look it up and they will see that it is quite a serious problem.
Well, I read about it, but my first patient was over 10 years ago.
Dr. Nupra Bakshi is a uveitis specialist at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. She says while the condition is rare, more cases are showing up in Canada, and there are signs to watch out for.
The tattoo is raised, the tattoo is swollen, there's bumps around the tattoo, and they also have inflammation inside their eye.
There are some concerns about the type of tattoo ink being used. According to Health Canada, tattoo inks are subject to Health Canada's cosmetic regulations. Under the Food and Drugs Act, it is the responsibility of the manufacturer or importer to ensure the product they are selling is safe.
I think the main thing to keep in mind is have your tattoo at a reputed salon with, an artist of good reputation. If possible, perhaps find out what pigments are used just so that you have that for your own records.
Dr. Bakshi says researchers here plan to compile their own data on the number of Canadians with the condition.
Even just speaking with other colleagues in Toronto, between us, we have over 10 to 15 cases just within our city.
Thompson agrees more study is needed and wants answers.
So I feel like there does need to be more research so that people are more informed on what kind of ingredients are being used inside of the tattoo ink.
Pat Foran, CTV News, Toronto.
The Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame marking 60 years of Saskatchewan sport. You can check out a special exhibit featuring athletes who have made a significant impact, builders as well, with pictures, videos, and of course, artifacts.
Check out some of the high-level highlights, which is always a little bit tricky when there's so much great Saskatchewan sports stories. But the timeline does sort of show some of those key moments, whether it's a first World Series appearance, a first Stanley Cup winner, a first Olympian, or other iconic teams and or stories in Saskatchewan sport. And then we also have cases that highlight different decades and some of the stories a little bit deeper.
Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame opened its doors in 1966, moved into its current location on Victoria Avenue in 1979, and they're getting set to induct another class coming up this September. Janelle, no vision loss from you. You've got a couple of tattoos.
No vision loss.
No vision loss. You're seeing things clearly and clear skies ahead.
Yes, I can see this clear sky, these beautiful temperatures, all very visible. Let's take a look right now at this current temperature in Regina, 9 degrees. Seeing those winds at about 13 kilometers per hour. Nice breeze moving through the city and a little bit lower over in Saskatoon at 9 kilometers per hour, and that current temperature sitting at about 9 degrees. Now we'll start to see that sunshine this morning. However, as we get into the afternoon, those clouds will begin to gather. We will have some precipitation coming a little bit later on here this afternoon. Let's take a look right now at our current temperatures throughout the province. Spiritwood at 6 degrees along with Melfort. Buffalo Narrows 2, Stony Rapids -2 along with South End. Hudson Bay and Nipawin both sitting at 5 degrees. Kindersley 13, East End at 10, Yorkton 5, Wynyard 6, Weyburn 10, and Estevan sitting at 11 degrees. Now for our futurecast here, we have the rest of today and into tomorrow as well. We can see those clouds rolling through and carrying a little bit of rain as well. So we can expect that to happen this afternoon. However, this evening, we'll see those skies clear up and a beautiful weekend ahead of us as well. For our highs today, Battleford's at 17 degrees, Prince Albert 13, Yorkton 14, Weyburn 21, Estevan sitting at 20, Swift Current 21 along with Moose Jaw as well. Now Moose Jaw a little bit windier, however, so we can expect that as well as some of that rain. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, today 19 degrees for our high. Tomorrow, seeing that sun come out, 13 degrees. Sunday, Mother's Day, beautiful 17 degrees with that sunshine. Perfect day to get out and about. Now on Monday, we're starting a fresh week with about 21 degrees as that high. Tuesday, sitting at 20. For Saskatoon, 15 degrees here today for that high. Again, seeing that rain coming a little bit later this afternoon. Now Saturday, 13 degrees and Sunday sitting at about 18. Still seeing that sunshine. However, Monday, more rain. Not a lot, not a significant amount. However, that precipitation is still rolling back through. 19 degrees as the high and 7 Monday night for the low. And on Tuesday, sitting at about 20 degrees and plenty more sunshine.
The Government of Saskatchewan and the Pharmacy Association of Saskatchewan have developed a 3-year agreement to expand the scope of practice for local pharmacists. Michael Fougere is the CEO of that fine organization, joins us in studio this morning. Michael, thank you so much. Welcome back to studio. It's been a little while.
Good to be here.
Let's talk about this deal and just how it came together.
Well, a long discussion, long negotiation, of course, and this is all about pharmacists being able to do more work and expand the scope of practice, more services for patients around the province. And so we have a 9.1% increase over 3 years, about a $14 million increase by terms of numbers. But the pilot projects are really important, the one for strep throat and ear infection. That will become a permanent program. It will expand to 75 locations around the province for strep throat and 200 for the ear infection.
We've talked about that before. How successful was that on your end?
Well, you know, it's been very successful, and it started out very small, and we want to see it larger, but we'll take what we get, of course. Over 95% of the patients that have gone in to a pharmacist for ear infection and ear infection and strep throat have liked it and said it's really good to continue on, so we're pleased with that.
These are people that are not going to emergency rooms, not going to urgent care, and taking a little bit of that heat off, which is good.
Exactly.
Second pilot project is what?
Well, that's the main one. Now, the other one's going to be looking at medication reviews for chronic disease management. So that is, after you see a doctor, you can see a pharmacist to manage your medications. And that, for us, is really quite important. The med reviews we have now will be expanded from 60 years old from 65 years old. And anyone who has medication for diabetes and mental health can see a pharmacist for help as well.
Just how big of an impact is that on our healthcare system?
Well, we know it's big because some of these things have been happening in Nova Scotia. We know that it reduces emergency wait times. It actually speeds up the process for getting help, so it's filling in the gaps and giving greater capacity to the healthcare system. When this is all moved out around across the province, there will be a material improvement in service for pharmacists.
What more could pharmacists do for us to alleviate some of those concerns? There's a wide scope of practice there.
Well, it can always be more, but again, the chronic disease management is huge because it does deal with things like asthma, COPD, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, heart failure. All these ones that really can clog the system up can be managed by a pharmacist through medication at the senior physician. That will alleviate a lot of the pressure on emergency rooms, clinics, and with physicians as well.
And pharmacists are busy as well, so that's not bogging them down on a big scale?
No, they want to do this. This is what they've been trained to do. They are into clinical work, not just dispensing it. And so for pharmacists, it really makes a qualitative change in the work they do. They care about the patients, of course. They want to do this work. And of course, they have the capacity to do it as well.
Are there other things that they'd like to do that come top of mind?
Well, these ones, I think, we want to work these way through in terms of the outlay of them for the running around the province. We're in discussions with the province now about other kinds of services or expand the scope that will be more beneficial as well to patients. But for the moment, we're going to work through this 2-year agreement to make sure that it works well.
I like the approach. Get it right and then move on to the next thing.
Exactly.
Michael Fougere is the CEO of the Saskatchewan Pharmacists Association. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Today is International Travel Day, and one man is showing us how fun it can be to travel with your cats. Here's Danny New.
On this National Tourism Day, we meeting a man who is proving that you can travel with your cats.
Which one are you holding now?
This is Todd.
And that's Louie.
In the past 2 years, Lazar here, along with his pals Todd and Prince Louie, have visited more than a dozen countries, national parks, and state parks. In fact, during our interview, they were chilling in a hotel in Tokyo, although Lazar was actually not allowed to relax.
I started showing our followers how they would, how I was training them to go to different environments, be comfortable with being in the swing, shopping.
You can't stop holding your hand.
All in all, Lazar says it took a few months to get them comfortable with traveling, first starting with quiet streets in a Chicago neighborhood before building up to noisier spots like shopping malls. In fact, using that same step-by-step principle, Lazar has now been able to take the kitties skiing in Austria, which apparently made Todd real cozy.
And within 10 minutes of putting him on the backpack, he just started snoozing. Like he hugged me and it was just like falling asleep while we were like going down, slaloming down the mountains.
Also, they've even gone kayaking together, and I think Todd's reaction there is going to really blow your mind.
He was curious for like 30 minutes and then he fell asleep.
It seems like they can nap through anything.
Especially Todd.
Perhaps not surprisingly, 2 years into traveling together, Prince Louie and Todd have amassed millions of followers on social media. But Lazar says that was never really his goal.
My goal was just to inspire other people to take their cats with them so that they don't have to leave their kitties behind.
Lazar did acknowledge that, of course, not all cats can travel. For example, my cat Pepper is not a big fan. Although I did manage to take her fishing at home. See, look at all the goldfish she caught. So proud of her. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Hi, welcome back for our countdown. It's Chase from Pure Country Mornings, and this is our top 5. Now, Ella Langley, Choose Texas, has left the countdown. She did not skip a beat, though. Be Her is in at number 5.
I just want to be her so bad.
Tucker Whitmore, also new to the countdown. Brunette lands at number 4 this week.
I need to find me a brunette.
Jordan Davis up a spot. He is number 3. Turn this truck around.
Don't make me turn this truck around.
No movement for Riley Green. He is runner-up once again at number 2. Song is Change My Mind.
So change my mind.
And no surprise for your number 1 song again here. 4 straight weeks. Luke Combs' Sleepless in a Hotel Room sits at number 1.
Sleepless in a hotel room.
Thanks for counting down this week's top 5 with us. Catch all of these and the rest of your favorites on Pure Country 92.7. You can always stream us and find us with the free iHeartRadio app.
It's your show. It's your creative vision. This is going to blow people's minds.
Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour, live in 3D, a concert film the Grammy-winning star co-directed with James Cameron, hits theaters Friday. Eilish told ABC News she's happy to have this permanent record of her tour for both her fans and for herself.
I just feel really grateful that it's going to exist forever, and I'll get to watch this show and this tour that I loved so much and made so many memories with them forever, you know?
She's a Disney legend and a Grammy winner, and now Miley Cyrus is getting her own star on Hollywood Boulevard. The ceremony will stream live at walkoffame.com on May 22nd.
James, you have a real gift for filmmaking.
The Minions have been part of Hollywood since the first Despicable Me movie back in 2010. Now in the new trailer for Minions and Monsters, the latest installment in the franchise, we see how the yellow creatures first came to Hollywood and how they nearly destroyed it. The movie's out July 1st. And singer Enrique Iglesias is 51 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Dogs may be man's best friend, but goats rank number 1 for this Vancouver Island woman. Here is CTV's Adam Sawatsky.
Hunaida Bellisfer was preparing to go for a walk with her dogs when they were startled by a bear in the yard.
and he was right here coming. So I was screaming from the bottom of my heart, and he didn't want to move.
It may have been this bear that a neighbor saw on a different day, but in the same area.
I was really scared. He was taller than me. He was really big.
But Hunaida and the dogs kept making noise for almost an hour until the bear eventually retreated back into the woods.
Again, my dogs followed him all the way up there.
The dogs eventually came back, but when Hunaida returned home, there was no sign of her goats.
And I took my car and I drove and I called their name.
She searched for them everywhere for hours, but they were gone.
It was horrible.
Because they weren't just any goats, they were family, especially Nara.
Rejected by her mom, so I needed to raise her with a bottle.
Nara and Hunaida were inseparable. When they weren't watching TV together or going for car rides, the goat would go for hikes with her and the dogs.
So she thinks I'm her mom.
After Nara became a mom, the goat family expanded to 11. But after none of them showed up the next morning, Hunaida couldn't help but think about her work as a grief recovery specialist.
It's important, instead of panicking and anticipating the negativity, trusting that your prayer will be answered.
Almost 24 hours later, it was. A neighbor spotted the goats acres away, and Hunaida rushed to retrieve them.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I just said, babies! And they were stuck there, but when they saw me, they come running.
Whether the goats were originally scared by the bear's arrival or by all the noise being made before its departure, Hunaida couldn't be more grateful that she never gave up hope and her furry family is reunited.
They're my babies. They're not goats.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Machosen.
You're such a cutie pie.
So many missed opportunities for puns in that story, Adam.
They're so cute.
Totes my goats.
I think
got
he
my
did
goat.
just fine.
He did not bad. Not mad at it. You're welcome.
Here we go.
Sidebar.
Thanks.
You may have grown, but at least 3 people out there were like, that's pretty funny. I might use that.
It's true.
A World Cup drama will soon be available to stream. Brazil 70, the Third Star, is a mini-series telling the story of how Brazil won its 3rd World Cup in 1970. Tumultuous time for the country and the team. Details how everything came together for the big win.
Wow.
You can start streaming it on the 29th if you're interested in that.
Fun.
We haven't talked pandas in a while.
No, and I think we should change that
do
right
that
now.
right now.
Let's look at this panda content right here coming up. This pair lives at a research base in China. They've also been caught on camera showing off their tree climbing skills, as well as their play fighting and acrobatic skills.
Oh, look at all the animals we've got fighting together. We got 2 alligators going at it today. We got 2 pandas.
Animals be
wrestling.
wild.
I'm talking about geese flapping their fists at each other.
Flapping their fists.
Flapping their fists. Their imaginary feathered fists.
Yeah. This is cute, though.
It was something to see. Jeremy, what do you have for us?
All right, let's head to the beach, okay, in Oahu. Visitors there are trying to keep it down these days so they don't wake the newborn.
Just the fact that the species continues, considering how they're endangered, it's just beautiful that both that she keeps coming back to this place so that we get to bear witness to it, and also that the endangered monk seal is thriving.
Yeah, the Hawaiian monk seal. She gave birth to a pup over the weekend, and marine experts say it's her 7th and the 4th to be born on this particular beach. So they have fenced off a chunk of the shoreline. Lifeguards are watching to make sure they are not disturbed.
Wow. Well, happy Mother's Day to her.
That's right. That's not a seal. Chonkers is a seal.
Yeah.
Remember Chonkers, the sea lion, San Francisco Bay? He's now got a stuffy named after him. We're not going to show it? We're not going to show it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'll buy it, though.
We'll see you on Monday. Here's a look at some of the hardworking people that make this show possible. Plus, Director Corey's in there, too.